Yo, what's good? Big Z here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make this. So this is a Keanu Silva remake of a song called Another Chance by Big Pineapple, and I thought it would be a great example of how to make that classic hexagon style lead. As always, all the presets and MIDI will be linked down below. Other than that, let's jump into it. So the lead consists of 2 layers, and in this song the lead melody is alternating with the bass line to give it a kind of cool back and forth between the lead and the bass. So anyway, the main lead layer sounds like this. And in Serum, it is just a saw wave with 1 voice of unison. But I have this envelope down here that's super short. I'll zoom in so you can see it better. And this envelope is controlling a few different things. It's controlling the cutoff of this low pass 24 filter. It's controlling the level of this AC hum 1 noise over here. And in the effects section, it's controlling the hypermix. And I'll show you what that does to the sound. Because the sound is just 1 voice of unison, to widen it up and give it a little bit of detune, you can automate this mix with the envelope. And it adds a kind of cool effect that if you just added 4 voices of unison back on this oscillator, it wouldn't do. So other than that, I have some bit crusher on it, the downsample distortion. Then I have some chorus and some multiband compression at the end. In the voicing tab, make sure it's on mono because it's a lead and it's only playing 1 note at a time. And then I have some portamento on there, only about 10 milliseconds, and the always is checked as well. For other processing, I just have some basic EQ, and then I just have some multiband compression, just taming the lows a little bit. So there's a second lead layer here that adds a lot of character to the sound. Without it, it just sounds like this. Then with it. So it's adding a lot of cool character in the high end, and for that reason on this sound, I'm cutting off everything below 3000 Hertz, which is pretty drastic, I know, but you don't need anything below that. And what this sound is just this wavetable in Serum, Evol Long Grease, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's in the digital section right here, and I have the wavetable position right here, and it has 7 voices of unison, some detune on there, and I've got the same envelope here that I did in the last lead, so they follow each other exactly. In the effects section, all I have on there is some dimension expander to widen it up, and some chorus too. So by itself, it just sounds like this. But in the context of the song, it actually adds a lot of character to the overall lead. So let's move on to the bass sound. There's 3 bass layers, a main bass, a high bass layer, and a sub bass. The main bass layer is just a saw wave that has some FM synthesis on it. And make sure this wavetable over here is turned all the way down. You just want to use it for the FM synthesis right here. Then in the effects section, I'm just adding a compressor and that's it. As for external effects, I have the CLA bass plugin adding some distortion. Then I have this EQ just making room for the sub. So layered with this bass is just a high bass layer that's only playing really high frequencies. And this is really just so the bass cuts through the mix on different systems. So like if you're listening to this song on your phone or on a laptop, you can still hear the bass and it's just coming from this layer here. So by itself, it sounds really weak and shitty. All it is just a basic saw wave. I have some tube distortion on here that's turned up all the way and some compression on there too. But all it is a saw wave. Then I'm just adding some bit crusher to it that's adding some harmonics to the highs. And to make sure it's just the high frequencies coming in, I'm cutting off everything below like 1,000 hertz for the sound. Underneath those two basses is just a basic sub layer, just a saw sub, and I'm EQing it like this just to make sure there's nothing over like 100 hertz coming out of this sub. Alright, I'll play the full thing again at the end of the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Spotify below. Other than that, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.